The GGHOP with Bill Gant is brought to you by Wilson Farm Market, the fresh taste of country. Wilson Farm Market. Find them on the Facebook. How you doing? How you feeling? Bill Gant with you. The GGHOP continuing with our four-part series, although there'll actually be five because after today there will be a short, very short video where we cover halftime, but it'll be very quick, I promise. But just leading up to the big day on Super Bowl Sunday, having a little fun, clowning around. Because the Super Bowl, it's more than just a game. It's this all-encompassing type thing. And today is quarter two Lookie Who. So I thought we'd check out a couple of famous people that are coming to hang out at the Super Bowl. And of course, if you are an NFL fan, you are well aware of this whole relationship right here. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, been dating for a while. The big question is, these people are asking, of course, she's going to be at the game supporting her man, of course. But this one is not the right one. And I put up the wrong one. Son of a buck. How is that not the right one? There we go. Now we got the right one. Now we're looking at the right one. Still learning every day. Still learning every day. Never a perfect show, but that's all right. Having a lot of fun. All right, so here it is from E! News. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift after Super Bowl 2025? Okay, and I know this when it comes to Taylor Swift and the NFL, if you think the last decade in American politics has been polarized, talk to some people about this, because this one is I've heard from both. Okay, and it is definitely the two camps, and it is, hey, I really like Taylor. She's really great. I think it's fun. She brings a lot to the game. I like when they show her during, the games, and she's waving. It's cool to see who's there. And then when I talk to some other people who are very not that way, I hate her. She's terrible. She's ruining the game. I don't want her around. It's not do. So I get it. This is a very like or not type thing. But again, this is the Super Bowl. This is America. This is the big game. This is all part of it. So is he going to propose or not to this to her? Let's get into it. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce had a priceless response when asked if he planned to propose to Taylor Swift after the Super Bowl, okay? He's leaving the door open for the rest of his love story. Ahead of Super Bowl 2025, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end was asked whether he had plans to pop the question to the wildest dream singer after he faces off against the Eagles on February 9th. And it says, after initially sidestepping the question posed by reporters during opening night in New Orleans February 3rd, the 35-year-old simply responded, "Wouldn't you like to know?" with a smile. Now, here's what I think about this. I think that the percentage, and I haven't looked it up. This would have been good before the show, but I'm sure you can bet on it in Vegas. But if the Eagles win this game, I don't think there's any way this guy can propose after the game on the field. I mean, you couldn't do that. That'd be kind of weird. But I'm here to tell you too, I think that even if the Chiefs would just destroy the Eagles, I still don't think he's going to do it. No way. No way, folks. I mean, he's smiling there, I think, to kind of keep you talking about it. And again, here I am talking about it. But I think, these two, I have a feeling when they get engaged, it's going to be in Maui on some mountaintop. I mean, there'll be pictures, there'll be Instagram. It's all going to be there. But, for the most part, I think they'll probably keep that private. I don't think they're going to actually do this big thing right in front of everybody on TV. So that's just how I feel. That's that. You let me know what you think, or maybe you don't care. But that wasn't the only instance Travis addressed his romance with the Grammy winner. In fact, the football star also shared that he's going into the big game, and that's why I read this paragraph, this last bit. He's going into the big game ready to make the whole place shimmer. Shimmer. You would expect nothing less from E! News. So then when I was originally reading this, I thought it was going to be something that would be shimmering, but instead, I better hold up my end of the bargain, right? He explained. She's up there being the superstar she is, never taking no for an answer and always working her tail off. I better match that energy for sure. Okay. Shimmer. That's the E! News shimmer. Then down, this is the last part I'm reading on this one, and it comes down to kind of like personal thing. Oh, he says, she's quite the cook. I'm a breakfast guy, man, and I would say her homemade Pop-Tarts are unbelievable. And I would say if you are dating the richest entertainer on the planet, and we get up the next morning and you're serving me Pop-Tarts, man, you must love that woman a lot. I mean, are you kidding me? Shouldn't you have like Korean barbecue off like naked slaves out in the living room? Aren't people like bringing you fresh papaya just off a plane? Really? Pop-Tarts, Taylor? That's okay. It's all right. But we've got more Taylor news in case that ain't enough. Here's one for you. Now, this one diving a little deeper. Diving a little deeper on Taylor here. I've even got it. There we go. This is from I don't really know much about this. It's just Jared. But here we go, folks. Taylor Swift Super Bowl 2025 sweet guest list. 5 people who won't be sitting with her, several presumably joining. It's been confirmed that Taylor Swift will be attending the 2025 Super Bowl to cheer on her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. And then it says the Chiefs play the Eagles. We will know that. And it says, we've heard that several people will not be joining Taylor in her suite. And we're making some very educated guesses on who will be with her. And see, there's a place to continue here, but that's where I'm going to stop. Because like I've told you to, anytime there's a polarizing issue, whether it's politics or Taylor Swift, there's not, you don't want to get stuck in that prison of 2 ideas. Okay? Because there's actually 3 camps always. There's the I love it camp. She's the greatest of all time. There's the I hate her camp. She's ruining football. And remember, there's always that wonderful third option, folks, is the I don't give a shit either way. And really, that's how I feel about Taylor. Again, if you love Taylor, I'm on your side. Love Taylor all you want. I'm all for it. I just don't care who's sitting up in Taylor's box, so to speak. So moving on, now that's the most famous person in the world coming to the Super Bowl. And now, we can move on to what I think is probably second most famous person in the world who's coming to the Super Bowl. And that would be President Donald Trump. Now, he is the first sitting U.S. president to attend a Super Bowl. No president has ever done that. He's going to show up. And so I found, again, out there, polarizing Donald Trump. We talk, even if it's politics, you can love him, you can hate him, you can also have the thing to not have an opinion, or you don't give a damn about every single thing. But right here, I found one, and boy, this person has an opinion. Donald Trump is going to the Super Bowl and ruining one of America's best days. This is by Mike Freeman. He is I wrote it down here. He has a special title. Of course, they always got to have a special title for what this guy is. He is the coordinator for sports, and it's sports coordinator and like DEI affairs. He's like a sports writer who covers inequality or something. So here's a person that's definitely picked a side. But he says, the Super Bowl, where families gather to watch the big game, eat lots of food, drink some, party a little, get together with friends to laugh, chill, and hang out. It's one of the few moments, the few moments where Americans can genuinely come together. Well, some of them can, but my guess is if you're wearing red and the other person's wearing green, you are not going to be coming together whatsoever. He goes on to say, we put aside politics. We put aside politics? Oh, do we? Well, it seems to me that the NFL has been pretty political the past few years. They've got all sorts of things in the end zone, which they're not going to have in the end zone for the Super Bowl. They're just going to put choose love instead of end racism or stop the cops or whatever kind of wokey messages they've had up there. They're taking them off. And later in this article, I'm not going through the whole thing. This guy severely bitches about that. So again, we're going to put aside politics. Oh, we're going to put aside politics. Golly, you mean like maybe things on the back of helmets? Was that political over the past few years? But we're gonna put aside politics. Oh, you mean like shoes with "fuck the cops" on them? Oh, do you mean put aside the politics when everyone's bending a knee and with their fist raised in the air? See, this is the problem with some of these people is that they don't like politics in things unless it's theirs. And I'm a person, I don't want politics in any of it. Okay, honestly, it's a Super Bowl. Who cares? You know me. Hey. You like Trump? You don't like Trump? It's okay. We put aside our differences in the politics, okay? We take part in a great American tradition. It's actually pretty cool. Well, it was, because now President Trump's attending the game. So Punchbowl News was the first to report that Trump will attend Super Bowl 59 between Philly and Kansas City and New Orleans. So the most divisive president of our lifetime is attending a game and only serves as a genuine moment of unity. And then I love this. This is hypertexted. Trump soils everything. And if you click on this, it's a hypertext link to a CNN article. Oh my God, people. So then he goes on to talk about how there's two black quarterbacks and they're smart and they're great and they're so thoughtful, but he doesn't have that kind of depth to think about things like that. This is a total, just a total joker. I mean, I'm so happy that this kind of stuff is somewhat leaving society. I hate to break it to Mike Freeman. It might be just that the world, if you wake up and look around, is moving away from this stupid, lazy, grievance, punch bowl, pisser, cult bullshit, man. So I guess cope and seethe. My really advice to you is like lighten the hell up. Like I say at the end of all the shows, my God, don't let this person get into your head and ruin everything. But now, as the time I was going to be done, as the time of making this, there's another article. This was written 2 days ago. My other article to show you, I just saw today while I was getting ready for this one. And so to bring up this one, here we go. Here's the diametric opposite. Trump is going to the Super Bowl. That's a good thing. More presidents should, by Nicole Russell. So here's a person a day later. My guess is USA Today McPaper probably, I'm sure, got a few downvotes and some negative things about this person. Absolutely. Again, that's why I didn't go through the whole article. Just running through with just baseless claims about how Trump ruins everything, blah, blah. It's what you've heard for about a decade. It's so old and dumb. Again, no one's going to get you, no one's going to do much. It's a president, okay? If you don't like him, you vote him out. They're only here for 4 years. So this woman, I'm not even going to go through the list, but she does make a good thing. She just asks, she doesn't understand why more presidents don't go to Super Bowls. And she didn't have an answer. She was kind of open answering it, but she thought it was a good thing that he's coming, which again, a good or bad thing to me, honestly. I really don't care. I mean, I like the guy, but I mean, if he's there, he's there. If he's not, I'm there to watch the game. I don't really care. But her question about why they don't show up, I think in the past, I think if you go to too many of these things, I mean, for one, it's tough for security. That's a problem. But the other thing too, I think if you attend like a Super Bowl and you attend all the games of the World Series and you start going to boxing events and things, I think your detractors and maybe even people on your side are going to start questioning, are you going to do any work or are you just going to go do this all the time? And I think that's why they usually don't do those type of things. But of course, if you've kept up with any of what's going on in Washington lately, this guy has done more work in like 16 days than like the past 4 presidents, right? Including his first term. So I think he can sit down, for 3.5 hours and enjoy the game. And I think it's all going to be like, okay, if you know what I mean. So we're going to move on today, and we are going to remind you that the GGHOP with Bill Gann is sponsored by Wilson Farm Market's a fresh taste of country, the regional favorite that is Wilson Farm Market. And a quick reminder before we go, coming up February 19th, going to be joining these fellas. Gibson, Wells, and friends sitting around the kitchen in Lafayette, Indiana, just musicians kicking around, talking a little bit of that. Like I said, feel free to check them out. They're on Spotify. Got about 10 episodes up, I believe, right now. I'll be on there February 19th with the boys talking about whatever we want to talk about. I suppose we'll probably talk a little podcasting on there, and I'd love for you to join us. And again, support these great local musicians that talk about more than just music stuff. It's cool. And before we go, we'll remind you, got another video coming, Q3, money. It kind of rhymes, money, Q3. It was a stretch. But also, sometime later on this evening, there'll be a very short one where I'm going to cover halftime. It'll be very short, making some fun of the halftime there. So please join me. And once again, I appreciate you coming in, viewing, listening, comment, subscribing, etc., as we lead up to the big, giant game on Sunday everybody's excited with. So Q3 is tomorrow, halftime later tonight. So Bill Gann for the GGHOP reminding you to treat other people how you want to be treated. Lighten the hell up, and now you go make somebody laugh today.